Hey, what's going on? This is Etatem with Transworld Business Advisors of Spartanburg. It is Thursday, April 6th, 2023, and just had some thoughts on expectations for a deal. For going through a deal, what does that look like? What to expect? There's sort of a few stages to a deal. There's sort of the business preparation, getting the business in a position to sell, which is obviously pre-market and all that. And sometimes the business is ready and a business owner is ready. Sometimes they're actually not, even though they think they might be. And so getting the business ready for sale. Then there's the collection of all the documentation. We want to get the information lined up, the financial data, the equipment list that's going, all the equipment's going with the sale, inventory, lease, suppliers, employee structure, all that information. We want to get all that lined up because if a buyer comes along, they're going to want to know information and we want to have something to tell them. And we're going to do a lot of pre-market preparation with that information to get it ready, to get it organized and to make sure it's clear. And then once that's ready and the online listing is ready, the marketing materials are approved by the seller, and the recast of the financials is approved by the seller, we're going to market. Listing goes live. A buyer sees it online. They're going to inquire, usually via email, sometimes phone, but usually email. And we're going to call them as a broker and say, hey, we're so glad you're interested in this opportunity. We want to have a conversation with you about it and see if it's a good fit for you and if you're a good fit for the business, Mr. Buyer. And we're going to meet them, have a non-disclosure agreement signed and a buyer profile signed, and take them over to see the business and meet the owner and have some discussion, talk about the business. Once we do that, we want to get some more materials in their hand and then have them make an offer on the business. If they like what they see, it's time to put an offer in, a written offer with a good faith deposit. And once an offer is accepted, that is when the real work begins. All that stuff up front is important, but the real work begins for us managing the deal and helping the seller get to the closing table from contract to close. Now, there's a term we have in the industry called deal fatigue. Deal fatigue is a real thing for sellers and buyers. Excuse me. You get a few weeks or sometimes months into the deal process from contract to close, and people start going, man, I'm getting really tired of doing all this stuff. I just want this thing to close. So we like to give expectations up front. This takes time. And there are a lot of items on a to-do list, and we're going to take it one at a time. And you follow us all the way through the process until the closing table where you get paid. Things like negotiating a lease. Things like utilities being switched over. Things like the lender for the buyer in particular. There's a lot of documentation the buyer is going to need to give a lender. There might be a little bit that the seller needs to give the lender. And there might be some other finer points in negotiation, whether it's asking for certain pieces of equipment that weren't originally included or whatever it might be. There's lots of things that can come up. And it is my job to make those things clear that those things are going to happen. We're going to have to talk through issues, work through them one at a time. We like to say the average deal dies 3 times. Don't let that scare you. It's kind of sort of a reality of the nature of the beast, if you will. Things come up. We got to deal with them. We deal with them. We fix them. We find a solution. We get resourceful, and we keep moving. But it can be challenging, and we want to let people know that up front. That's why we're here, to help you do it the right way and get everything done in a timely manner and get you to the closing table. That's what we want you to do. We win when you win. If you don't win, we don't win. Our job is to help you cross the finish line. And we want to help you do that. And we want to give you realistic expectations of what that looks like up front. I know that's a lot, but deal fatigue, it's a thing. And if you know that up front, you'll be able to deal with it a lot easier. This is Eli with Transworld in Spartanburg again. Call me, 864-527-5995, etatem@tworld.com. If you have any feedback for me, go ahead and reach out. Leave a comment if you want. That'd be great. Either way, thanks again. Have a good one.